Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Mikaela, your transformational coach and healing advocate. Thank you. It is an amazing day today. The sun is out. I'm on the trail with my dog, getting that vitamin D in, listening to the birds chirp, listening to the wind blow, listening to all of the insects flutter and fly by and crawl by, smelling all the fragrances that are out. It is a wonderful day. It is a wonderful day. I am always happy to be alive in this space and this time. This is a wonderful time to reassess and reevaluate to reevaluate what is working and what is not working. This is a wonderful time to be still and listen to God. He is giving us all messages. We are all getting messages, but we choose to listen or not listen. We choose to hear or not hear. Some people love to sit in silence so that they can enjoy what they hear. They can listen to what they hear. And most importantly, they can begin to assess and implement and apply what they hear. Then there are others who choose to have so much noise and mental clutter in their minds that they do not hear the voice of God and what He is saying and telling us to do. There are those who love to stay busy because the downtime it fears them to have that quiet time, that silent time, that downtime, because they are afraid of the noise that's in their head. They do not want to address the noise that's in their head. And so they can tend to keep busy, keep the wheels churning, keep in motion, keep active. And trust me, there is absolutely nothing wrong with staying in action and keeping busy. But in the 3rd chapter of Ecclesiastes, it says, there is a time to be still. And then there is a time to move. In the 3rd chapter of Ecclesiastes, it talks about so many things that we should or shouldn't do. There's a time for everything under the sun. And so we have to learn to listen when it is time to be still and when it is time to move. God will let you know one way or the other what is and what isn't. What is or what isn't time for you. I love it when this pandemic first happened. God told me I was in a place where I had no idea what was coming. No idea. No idea the brevity of what was coming. Oh, I read about it. We've talked about it, that there's so much going on in the world, that we are living in the last days. Okay, I understood that. I thought completely. But then, when the pandemic actually happened, I realized that yes, we are living in the final days. And yes, God is moving through the earth. And yes, God is letting you know what is time for and what is not time for. And so God told me to be still and know that I am God. I was anxious. I was anxious to move. I wasn't comfortable in the place, in the space. I wasn't comfortable in the partnerships, relationships, business partnerships. I was not happy with most of that. But God told me to be still. And so I chose to listen. And there were so many things that happened to me, around me, in the city, in the country, in the world, that I had to be still. I had to learn to listen when God tells me to do something as simplistic as being still, or something complex as move now. This is what you need to do. This is who you need to do this with. This is how you need to do this. This is when you need to do this. And so I've learned to listen to the power and the word of God, because he will never lead you astray. And I just wanted this message to come out in a time where many people are at a fork in the road in their lives. I've had many clients recently come to me where they've had a fork in the road. And so that was a message for me, even in myself. What is my fork in the road? That's a question you should ask yourself. I'm standing before a fork in the road, and I get to choose. I get to choose a path that is already laid out before me, a path that is highly used, highly favored, a path that I can learn and move and be guided by, because others have led that, have blazed the trail on that, who have used that, walked that. Or I can move on the fork in the road that has not been traveled, that has not been used, that have not been nurtured, that has not, no one has blazed the trail on that path. Now, I understand on that path, there's some things that I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to put in some work. I'm going to have to use my creativity. I'm going to have to use my resourcefulness. I'm going to have to use many things on a trail that has not been plowed, that has not been laid. There is no path going through there. I have to assess which way I want to create that trail, how I want to create that trail for others to follow. So now you're in this fork in the road, and you have to choose. Do we choose a path that has been laid out? Do we choose a path that have been laid out, or do we choose a path that has not been laid out? Do we choose an easy path, or do we choose a hard path? Do we choose a path that can inform us, educate us, enlighten us? Or do we choose a path where we have to really assess the environment and see what is it in this environment that is so rich and so resourceful that in that I am allowed to create a new environment. And so I leave you with this. You have a choice. You have free will. This is an amazing time, an amazing world. This is a time where you can follow what you have always done, what you have always been desiring to do. But you're following a path that everyone else has laid, everyone else has guided, and giving you this wisdom to say, guess what? Giving you this wisdom to say, I've done this. You can do it. This is how. This is the path. It's already been laid out. Might not be everything you want, but it's been laid out for you. And so you get to choose that path. Or you get to create a whole new path. I do believe that this pandemic has created a fork in the road for many people. A fork in the road, so much so, you could follow what has been done already. Or you get to choose. You get to choose to create a new path, blaze a new trail, create new environments, ones that you love, that you feel you fit in, and that benefits you. You get to choose. So the question is, which path do you choose? Which path do you choose? You're at the fork in the road. Which path do you choose? Choose it wisely. Choose it wisely. Because oftentimes, when you head down that path, on that trail, either way, it's almost like a point of no return. Yes, you could go back to where the trail diverged and shift. We always have a choice to change. We always have a choice to change. But when you select a path, know that you have made a decision to select a path that is best for you at the point in time in your life that you chose to take that path. And there is no right or wrong way to choose it. There's no right or wrong answer in choosing it. There's no judgment in you choosing it. It is your life. Your life. You get to choose. You get to choose. It's your life. You get to choose. You get to choose on any given day. Every single day. You get to choose. And what's more beautiful is that when you wake up, you have been given an opportunity to reset. The past is the past. We remember the past. We learn from the past. But the past is the past. And you get to wake up, say, I'm going to do things differently today. Take action to do it and implement it. You get that every day that God gives you breath to wake up. You get that every single day. You get that every single day. You get that every day. So when you wake up, you have a choice to wallow in what happened in the past, what didn't work. You get to, sorry. You get to choose. You get to choose when you wake up. How am I going to live my life today? Be in the now. Be in the present. Know that that decision is always in the present. You're not making decisions in the future. You're not making decisions in the past. You're making decisions in the present. You're making choices in the present. So while you're there in that moment thinking about your choices, which path will you choose? Which path will you choose? And also think about, how will you choose it? And how will you serve humanity in your choices? Whether it's on a small scale or a great scale, it doesn't matter. Whatever that choice is, think about how you can be of service to others. You are not in this world alone. You are not in this world alone. So when you're thinking about being in service, it's not always about you, because you're not in this world alone. But think about that choice and choose wisely. And with that, I greet you with peace, power, and prosperity.